EVS-1 lesson standard 4 lesson number 3, and today's topic is storage of water part 2. Understood? Before starting this part 2, we will do the recap of the part 1. What we have learned in part 1. We have learned experienced the activity in part 1, and through that what we learn, living things need water for the survival. Rain is the main source of water on the earth. Water slides off or flows away over the ground as surface water or fields, pond, lakes, river, etc. And not to waste water and save it in all possible ways. Okay, this was the recap of part 1. Now we'll learn the storage of water. And in the storage of water, we'll divide this into two parts. First is a traditional method and second is a modern method. And in this part, we are going to learn the traditional method. In the traditional method, we'll see the wells, water tanks, draw wells, rivers and ponds, old reservoirs, old tanks, and modern dams and bore well. Okay, but we'll concentrate on traditional methods only in this part, isn't it? Now we'll see the traditional methods in detail. Traditional methods means the methods used for storing water in the olden days. In olden days means before 100 years. In our state, variety of methods of storing water were used in our state. Nowadays, these old water stores are rarely used. However, their remains can be seen in many places. Means if we go village to village, such places, we can see today also this storage of water. And that you will come to know now here. So what are the storage of water? That first one is well. Yes. Second, water tanking, forts, draw wells, ponds and rivers, old reservoirs, old tanks. These are the storage of water. Now, water tank in fort. Do you know the fort? Shivaji Maharaj lives on fort. Yes, no, that was a safe place it was considered, and on these places these water tanks were built. In the past, the hill forts had reservoirs and tanks dug into the stone for people who lived on the hill forts. Means the need of water was fulfilled on the fort only through this method. And the second one is a draw well. Now you may are living in the villages or somewhere in the remote area. There you can find this draw wells. It is also called as a ad. In the past, draw wells were dug to get the drinking water. Water could be drawn from these wells using a small pot that is called pohora, tied to a rope. Can you see the rope is tied with that round shape, and that pot is there, and the right side you can see the handle. With the handle people used to move that, and water was drawn from the well. The next is a river and pond. These ponds are built on the river only. Okay, a small earthen wall across the canal of a river from one bank to the opposite bank to store water. Got it? Means one wall is built and water is blocked upper part of the river. Got it? This is also one of the storage of water in the olden days. Now also you can see this. The next is old reservoirs. Can you see these old reservoirs? Yes, reservoirs were built in areas of low rainfall or in areas without major rivers. Most of the reservoirs were built using stone or mortar. Got it? Okay, a good deal of water is collected in the form of artificial lake. It's called reservoir. Actually, this is an artificial lake only. Got it? And this old reservoirs were found in olden days. Now the next one is old tanks. Now this other name for old tank is a haud. Okay, old tanks called haud were built in large cities to store water in the past. Some of them are still in use. How can underground water be drawn? See, these are the way of drawing the water from underground. What is this? Is a hand pump. You may have seen these hand pumps in villages. Still people are using these hand pumps and drawing the water. Who are these? These are Seema and Raju. And what they are doing? They are drinking water. They are drinking water from tap. Yes, we also use tap water for drinking. But in olden days, what was used? Tap was not there. These drawells were used. If you ask your grandma, she will tell you what way they were using the drawell waters, how they were drawing the water from the wells. Yes. And nowadays also in some places we can see the drawells. And this drawells water we should not waste anywhere. We should use this drawell water not for drinking but for giving the plants, for bathing, for washing clothes, for washing utensils and for cleaning the floor. Isn't it? Is it interesting? Now we'll see the summary of part 2. What we have learned in part 2? We have learned the waterways, storage of waterways in this part. We can draw underground water by digging wells and draw wells. Rainwater were used by storing water, by water tank, burns on river and old reservoirs and old tanks. And the example of drawells we can see today also in Atpadi place in Sangli district, and the old reservoirs at Chandwad in Nashik district and old tank in Aurangabad city. Means today also we can find such type of water storage in different places. How you like this lesson? How you enjoy the lesson? Well, bye.